Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream, and today I want to talk about what I use to look at cards carefully so I can either send them to grading or when I am going to go ahead and buy an expensive card at a card show. So I was a couple cards here that I'm going to show you real quick. This is the Destruction Crew with the Minnie Minoso, Rocky Calavito, and Larry Doby. And that's the Don Drysdale rookie card. So I was listening to a live stream, and one of my subscribers, Mike Petty, was basically talking about they were talking about grading raw vintage. So I said that I use a something that is a combination of a loupe, a light, and a UV light. And this is what I use here. There's a lot of these things around. This is not that expensive at all. This is an 11 time loupe. It has a UV light and a regular light. So that's what it is. You can see in the back there. And it also has to measure. See, so you can measure the cards. But for measuring the cards, what I recommend is to take a card that you have. So if you're going to go ahead and buy a 57 Topps, I would take a card like this with me to the show, or a common. It doesn't have to be, just take a common card that you know is not trimmed or anything like that. Take it over there and compare it to the card that you're going to buy, to the other 57 Topps that you're going to buy, to make sure that it looks the same, it's the same size, it even will smell the same and feel the same. So you take it out of the penny sleeve, you feel it, and check it before. So, and if you really, think it's a card you really want to look at carefully, you take this. And this is the little case that it comes in. It's just like this. That's what it looks like. And, it's not that big. You could take this, put it in your backpack or whatever, and this is what you use. It has two lights here. This is for the regular light, and the other one's for the UV light. And, you just take a look at the card. So let's say I want to go ahead and grade this card. I want to take a look at it. We'll go ahead and put the light on. There's just the regular white light. And I don't think you're going to be able to get a good look at it here, but you can see how close you can get to the card, and how closely you can look at all of the features of the card with this loupe. So it's tough to do it, because you can't really see the corners here on the camera too well, because you have to put your eye in there. But you can see how much it enhances. It's 11 times. So you can catch all the little details. And this one, the corners are not that great, but anyway, you can look at it through that. Now, if you want to see if the card, and what you have to do is you have to basically place it down, look at it yourself, put your eye close to that, and you could see it better. From with the camera, it's too difficult. So you take a look at it, and if you think that it has any type of alteration, this also has a black light. And the black light, what that does is, if the card has any type of coloring, anything that's been added, especially like, let's say the 71 Topps, in the corners, they tend to add, a marker, a black marker. And you really can't tell very much with the naked eye. But with this, if you put on the black light, see how it goes, the black light is it's a UV light. And if you put the black light, if you see anything in this card that is shining, that means it's been altered. So if you look at the corners and you see, it's very difficult to tell with this. See, this is a real card. But if it shows any type of shine on that card, anything like that, that card has either been added some ink on it, and you'll notice as soon as you pass it by, you'll notice something will reflect back. And that's when you know that it's been altered. They added color or something odd has happened to the card. So that's the UV light on that. So, and if you just put it in the middle, you could still get a real good look at the card. But with the light, you can really take a great look. And what I do is I look at this. This is 11 times. So I'll look at the borders. I got my fingers in the background there, because usually what I do is I put something dark, black in the background so I can take a look. I'll look at the borders, make sure that they're good. I'll look at the card first. You can see how the measuring thing is there. You could also measure the card that way. But it's very difficult to do it on camera. But it does have both sides, centimeters and millimeters, where you can literally look and measure something in there. So it's got a measuring thing and a viewing and a light. So, I look at the borders. First thing I do is I'll look at the card, and I try to find the card that's beautifully centered, like this one. So this would be a candidate for grading for me. The board, everything looks nice. The borders are nice. It's beautifully centered. So this to me could possibly be somewhere around a 7 or so. 6, 7. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take a good look at it with the loupe, put the light on, and take a real good look to see if that card really should be sent in for grading. So, that's what I look at. This one's nicely centered, but if you take a look at it carefully, and this one you can see with the loupe, but without the loupe, but you can see that it has, the corners are a little bit dented there. See, so you can really see when you take it out, and really you should look at it like this. See, so it's a nice card, but you can see it's a little beat up here. So that's not going to grade too high, even though it's nicely centered. So take a look with the loupe. This one is also nicely centered, but this will probably grade higher because it's nice. The corners and the edges are nice and clean. May have one little thing in the corner, but not too bad. So I'm saying probably about a 7 or so. So anyway, guys, just wanted to kind of give you an idea. I wanted to show Mike Petty what I use from, if I buy any raw cards, that's what I do. And usually that's all I buy. I'll buy graded cards when it's an expensive vintage card. But when it's the card that's not too expensive, I'd rather buy it raw, get a good look at it, and you could always send it in to get it graded. But most of my stuff's gonna remain in my collection for the most part. But that's kind of my idea. So that's what I use. That's my thoughts on that. I use this Carson Pro loupe. Let's give you a good look at it. Got it on eBay. You can get it on eBay. That's what it looks like there. So, it's about a little bigger than the cards. It's a little, it's not too small, but it's good enough where you can take a good look at the card, measure the card. You could it's got a little thing you could hang it on, and you could stand it up. No, I don't think you can. It says on there you could. But anyway, that's what it is, guys. That's what I use to take a good look at my raw vintage when I'm getting ready to send it in to get them graded. All right, guys. I appreciate you watching my videos very, very, very much. It's been great talking to you guys. Some of you guys that put on some comments, I really appreciate that. So go ahead and do that. Make sure that you subscribe and like my videos. This is Orlando from Collector's Dream. Have an awesome day, and thanks for watching.